Yes, you'll have to just allow me to able to share, Umaji.
Now, you have the
Yes.
facility to share. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to PMC New York. This is Uma Saladi. Today, we are going to learn about Soul Plan. This is part two by Gaurav Paliwalji, our beloved master. Let's welcome Gaurav Paliwal. Welcome, Gauravji.
Thank you very much, Umaji, and all masters. It's always a team which can bring such uh, initiative programs, sessions. So thanks to all the volunteers and your team, yourself, and thanks to anyone who's either in person or joined through the media like YouTube or recording, because our energy, amplifies. 1 plus 1 becomes 11. So what we will be going over here, a lot of it has come from the workshop I attended by Robert Shaw's. There are many books he has written, so a couple of those books, and of course Sonia Shuket. She has also some particular topics that I've picked from there. So last week when we covered session one, some of the key things we'll just recap. One of the basic thing when we are talking about soul plan, everyone has individual plan. So you cannot copy paste. You cannot say, oh, this person is doing this, let me also do that. It doesn't work. But self-love is one common factor which you will see in one form or the other will come in most of our soul plan. That means we are trying to improve self-love. Typically, most of us, most of the time in this life, get stuck in the first three chakras. Now, we are not getting into details of chakras, but if you're aware or you've heard, the first three, which are the consumption area, that's where you get stuck. And that's why it's important to come in the healing or development or, your progress, nirvana, all those mukti comes in the top four chakra. And one of the key element there is self-love. Means we lack and we are trying to improve. In order to do that, you have to understand what is emotional independence. And without this, it's like we are spinning the wheels. And what is emotional independence? Basically, we stop blaming others for anything happening in our life. Typically, when things are going good, good means in our physical form, means you are happy. You don't give credit to others. You say, I'm doing great. Only when we are in trouble, then sometimes we say, oh, it is because of weather, because of traffic, because of this person in my life or that person. We are kind of, this blame game starts. So emotional independence means first I understand. I come to that level where I say, no, whatever is happening, I am responsible, right? False belief is something that at a soul level, we are here to heal. That means we come with some concept in our mind, in our energy rather, I mean, from that perspective. So as a person, I say, I cannot do this. I have a stage fear, or, oh, no, 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 I'm not good in communication. There are some story about myself in my energy, in my mind, in my brain. That becomes my roadblock. That becomes my anchor. Free will is always there. For every action, we have a free will, means the soul comes with a plan, but you have a free will, means I can take action A or B, plan A or plan B. Depending on what I choose, my future life or future actions will be decided. Like the example we talked last time was a guru asked, or rather a disciple, like, to understand what is free will. So the student asked the guru that, okay, you know, how does this work? The confusion around it. And he said, okay, just stand on one leg. So the student, okay, all right, he just lifted his right leg. He was standing on left. And now guru says, okay, lift your left leg as well. And he says, how can I do that? So he said, first you had a choice. You had a free will. You chose to raise your right leg. So now left is locked. You could have lifted left also. That was a free will at that time. But once you have used your free will, now the other outcome is locked. Similarly, in every decision we take, we use free will and then we are locking the outcomes. So this happens on daily basis. Challenges are there to heal us, to guide us, to overcome whatever we are here for. Karma is action. That means whatever you do is karma. And important thing is what we have covered is balancing and releasing. You have to experience both sides. Feeling of lack, feeling of abundance. Sometimes you may be taking care of someone who is sick. In another scenario, in a different life, maybe someone will take care of you when you are sick. So you are experiencing both sides, how it feels to take care of someone, how it feels when someone takes care of you. And in order for this nirvana, mukti, liberation, self is always there because you are stuck, but service for others is a beautiful way to expedite that process to continue walking that path. So service to others, whether you volunteer, whether whichever way you want to do, that's a beautiful way to live your life. So let's continue on this journey of soul plan. So the concept of contrast is very critical because most of the time you will see you are learning through opposite in your life plan. Opposite to your life plan means I want to be in a family which is, uh, say spiritual, right? But you will find that, wait a minute, what's happening? The person is born in a family which is very chaotic. So why couldn't I go straight to the family which is spiritual? So I'm going to opposite to my soul plan, contrast. So I'm experiencing contrast. So the soul plan to experience precisely the opposite, right? This is called contrast. So if in the example we were talking about, okay, want to be spiritual family, but if you would have come directly to the spiritual family, sometime you may not value it because it has come free. And you may be in the family, but you may go away from spirituality, saying that, no, 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 I don't believe in this and all that because you don't have value. So coming from the contrast, the opposite side, you come looking for it. So rather than somebody selling you, you are coming looking for it means you want it. And that's why there is a lot of contrast in our life. So wondering that what's happening, why I'm, going through this pain and all. So it is all for your betterment, for your learning and staying in that learning. And that is the main thing. Now, when you are able to sense this positivity, this wisdom, the holiness within, only then you can see in others the feeling of oneness, accepting others as is. All those come because if you don't have self love, if you don't have value for yourself, if you cannot see all these positive things inside you, it's extremely difficult to see in others because you are blocked, you can't even see yourself. So life challenges are benefiting you, benefiting the personality or in the physical body, benefiting the body because they are working for soul. Now, sometimes we say, why I have to suffer? I'm sick. Why, if okay, I believe in soul plan, but why did I plan this sickness? Well, sometimes yes, but ultimately it is for your benefit, for your healing, for your progress. That is for sure. That's permanent. So sometime you may come that route. But remember, we have to experience both. Sometime we may be giving care, sometime we may be receiving care. So everything is going at the same time. But whatever is happening, happening for your benefit. Now, this one, you and your soul, it's a partnership. Soul has decided for you, but the feeling, the experience, the emotion is coming in the physical body. So yes, the body says I'm in a painful situation. The soul is saying, hey, I'm here for experiencing that only. What can I do? But it's a partnership. So life challenges benefits you. That means it's benefiting both the physical body and the soul. How come it's benefiting physical body when you're going through suffering? If you don't complete this lesson in this life, guess what? You may have to repeat that. So if you have to experience lack, why don't complete the chapter once rather than failing and coming back in another life experiencing the same thing? So whatever the soul has decided to learn, that is the energy already in your aura, in your energy body. We are not aware of it, but it's part of it. That is why it is creating certain experiences. It's drawing those events in your life. So, for example, what happens is uh, you may, you may be in a situation where you are switching jobs. You are amongst very difficult kind of colleagues, boss, and you say, you know what, these people, drains me. It's like, he's a jerk, or you may call it whatever, making my life miserable. I cannot bear. And you wish that, you know what, I wish I win a lottery and end of it. I don't need to work, no boss, no colleagues, and, I'll be on my own. And you never win the lottery. And you wonder, you have been, buying ticket for so many years. The reason is your plan is to learn. Winning a lottery will go against the soul plan. You only plan when you experience. So winning a lottery will go against your learning. You have to go through this to understand. For example, if the soul wants to understand kindness, if the soul wants to experience and learn generosity, so the soul plan concept of contrast, that I will have such colleagues, such boss, they will really, poke me, push me until I learn generosity, kindness, oneness, all those kind of things. Why? Because in the previous life, I lacked. So you may be going through a rough time and you may wonder, but this is the background. If we understand these concepts and try to understand what's going on in our life, it becomes much easier. It's never to punish you, for sure. This brings growth, because if I am understanding, I am progressing, nothing happens in a lifetime. Remember, because we are taking multiple birth. So when I cannot complete everything in one life, forget about 1 year or one particular phase of life. So it's a stepping stone, just like you don't finish your high school in 1 year. It may take, years and years, over a decade. You go to university, it will take 4, 5, 6, 8 years, depending on the course. So suffering is not necessary for growth. It could be a mean of awakening. Yes. People may poke you for you to come, understand the contrast and go to the other side. Now you have understood what kind of, people you have around, and now you know what the value of oneness, or, helping each other, or, accepting people in your life. So this will motivate, it will make you feel free. Sharing ourselves, experiencing, feeling abundance, or, sharing and caring, all those kind of things will come as you understand the life motivates you, you understand the concept, and then you keep on going. From selfish to selfless, it's a big jump for soul. It's not easy. But you have to go through probably some contrast situation for you to make this jump. 150 grams. So what happens before your birth? How all this planning is done? So there is a group of soul. Because soul knows what the plan is. Physical body doesn't know. Soul has planned. Soul knows which areas I need to work in this life. now your master, the spirit guide. They present different scenarios, different events in your life so that you go through that journey and learn. Now, who are these masters? What is this pre-birth planning? So consider a group of souls, similar level of maturity, and they will be planning that, okay, half of them will be still as a soul, half of them say they are ready to incarnate in physical form. So they will say, okay, let's plan. So the other half who is not coming in physical body, they will help the one who's coming. So soul A, for example, may say, I cannot say no to anyone. Anyone asks anything and I just say yes. So soul A talks to soul B that, hey, wait a minute, soul B, you are good in this. You are always telling others what to do. I cannot. So can you be my whatever role in the life? Could be spouse, could be kids, could be parents. And soul B says, yes, I'll help you. Let's pair. And it is good that I will learn from you because I'm not listening to anyone. I'm always telling others what to do. So, we'll come halfway. I will tell you how to say no, and I will learn from you how to listen to others. So they say, okay, cool, let's plan. And whatever role they choose. But this way, the planning is done before we come here. And that is why, it doesn't matter with your spouse, you will match, but never 100%. With kids, you may have two kids and they will be poles apart, and you wonder, how come? But remember, it's always learning. That means they cannot have same qualities. Otherwise, this pairing, this concept will not work. So you cannot have copy paste like a clone, all the strength, all the weaknesses. Then where is the learning? You are incompatible with each other. You cannot have everything opposite because then again, there is no common ground. So you will have some common grounds. You will have most of it may be common ground, but there will be some areas where you differ. That's the area you will be learning from each other. Now, one thing comes very commonly that, sometimes people even tell you to do this, but be very careful. And that's why this thing, and I have seen this experience. So people's like it's a very thin line between just accepting or going as a what people say, be positive. People say, no, don't worry, you're gonna beat this or you're gonna do this to motivate you. But whenever we are saying we'll beat this life challenge, one has to be very careful. Why? What kind of energy that emotion will have? Because this kind of energy you are building based on, you may have resistance to life, challenges, whatever you are getting, and you will get this thing that, okay, you may be trying to say improve your music or sports, and you say, no, this time I will win this race, or this time, I'll be selected in whatever the particular thing that you are trying to. It becomes part of your attitude that I'm going to beat this. So if that's the kind of decree that's the kind of order you are giving to the universe, then you have to remember that you are commanding the universe to deliver more of what you do not want. So you think I'm giving a clear message that this is what I want, it may go quite the opposite. Because what are you doing? You are every day thinking about the challenge. Every day you are thinking about, say, if it is a matter of selection, some interview, you're always thinking of a failure that this time I will get selected, I will not fail, that kind of feeling. So the dominant energy in that is the feeling of failure, the challenge. So this concept of beating, that means kind of having that negative feeling of the challenge, a doubt whether I will succeed or not. One has to be very careful. So regardless of your conscious intention. Doesn't matter what your aim was. Universe will only give you as per the frequency, the energy you are radiating. That's your vibration. So if you're always thinking about challenge, you're always vibrating with that frequency, and you will get more of that. And you will wonder, for 5 years I've been manifesting and I'm always getting more and more of my problems. So don't think about the problem, think about solution. Like, unknowingly, so common that people invite trouble for themselves just because they are saying, no, I'm gonna beat this. Instead, think everything with respect to peace, with respect to oneness, with respect to, the blessing or healing mode. What universe is very simple, like a mirror. When you're ready to embrace, when you're ready to accept everyone, positive, energy, or what we call the high level or high frequency positive emotions, that's what you need. Just like in affirmation, we say, don't say, I am not sick. The energy is negative. Here, don't say that, no, I'm going to beat whatever the health challenge or job or career, relation, whatever. No. Go with the oneness, the true love, and all that. Be positive. Visualize that you have already achieved. Don't go with a reference that I'm going to beat this, because this becomes a very common theme, and then you may wonder where life is taking you. Now, you may ask why this is happening with me, why, or I don't know my soul plan, I need to know. Asking why is a good thing. You are creating, you are attracting that energy. And we always say full moon, new moon, and hey, today is a perfect time, full moon, right? Ask the question to the universe. But again, there is a catch. Ask, but don't get stuck to it. Don't, make it a habit that everything you are just asking why, like, should I breathe? Should I drink? Should I eat? Should I? No, find the questions that are truly not clear that you want answers for. And then don't make it a habit. Don't get obsessed by this. Leave it to the universe. Let the universe take care. It's not like yesterday I asked a question and today again in my meditation I'm saying, I asked you a question yesterday, universe, what did you do? It's 24 hours. No, leave it. When the time is right, you will get it. And you don't know how universe gonna bring it to you. You'll be surprised. At least that's what my experience is. In the wildest of the dream, things I couldn't have thought it may happen that way, and it happens. One thing you have to remember here, you don't get what you desire. You get what you deserve. So you have to improve your deservedness. What is deservedness? Your frequency, your vibration, you know, whether you do sadhana, whether you're in means uh, depending on where you are in your journey, whether you are just a beginner or a seasoned master, doesn't matter. You have a frequency of whatever level you are at, and that is your deservedness. So consciousness is nothing but the frequency you're vibrating. The more you improve, the more consciousness you get into, the more wisdom, the more improvement you will see. And people say, I've been asking this, I'm not getting it. Yeah, maybe you don't deserve it. People say, I'm not getting any book experience, and look at this, he got out of body experience, astral travel, XYZ. If you don't need, why should you have any experience? When you don't need, why? That doesn't mean your meditation is good or bad or compared to others. No. When you need, and if you deserve it, it will come. So work on your frequency, your vibration, your energy. That is more important than worrying about it's 24 hours, it's 48 hours, why I'm not getting answer from universe. Ask, leave it. Again, another thing very commonly people think, wow, why not I remember everything, my soul plan and everything. If suppose we are born with all these details, it will become a checklist item. Oh, I'm here to learn this, and immediately we run around and say, yeah, I learned this. Oh, yes, I've experienced this. You may have experience, but you learn nothing when you know. It's like an open book exam. You just go to that page number, you just say, okay, question asked me this, answer is this, and you just write it down. You may get full marks, but you're not learning. For learning, you have to go through it. You have to experience. It's like, you before you go to the movie, someone tells you the whole story, and you will say, now what's the point? Now I know the thrill and everything is gone. So we are born without the knowledge, but there are some simple ways that we can understand our soul plan. That's the good part of it. Another very common thing is because again, you are here when you are in trouble, so we become very, in a zone where victim consciousness is very comforting. Oh, what can I do? Like I mentioned some examples before. Oh, weather was bad, that's why I'm late. Oh, traffic was, it's horrible. Toronto, we always say 401 is busy. Everybody will accept that excuse. But hey, if you knew it will take an hour, leave 15 minutes extra, give yourself some extra time, whatever. Don't play that victim role. You may be able to explain to other physical bodies around you, but for the soul, it's not doing any good. Take responsibility. Like we said, emotional independence. Take responsibility. Once you start doing that, now you are improving your consciousness, your whole aura, the energy. Aham Brahmasmi. We say we are part of the universe. So understand you have all the powers. We can do it. Yes, physical body has limitation, and that's where we are trying to improve. That's all you are doing. But till the time you stay in victim mode, your journey is like spinning the wheels. And you may say, hey, I've been doing for years, nothing is happening. Another big trap is judgment. We have this tendency to judge people. It's a very low frequency. It's a low energy. This habit or this trait, very common, because judgment creates separation, fear, and fear, separation, it can never give you any positive result. People judge by color, by looks, by the way we dress, by the way we walk, talk, all kinds of things. When you understand pre-birth planning, when you understand soul plan, your judgmental nature just evaporates. And then you start respecting people, you will admire those souls, courageous souls, because now you know how difficult it is for soul to come in human form and experience these emotions. It's painful. Now you will know people who are troubling you or kind of who you are judging because you don't like or whatever the reason may be. They are actually your teacher. They are there to help you. When we see some, homeless person on the street or some, person going through the alcoholism kind of treatment or rehabilitation, whatever that may be, drug addiction and all, people become judgmental very quickly. So that is one very simple yet effective tool. Write down. If you judge, which most of us do, so your brain or mind may say, no, 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 I never judge. Think again. Doesn't matter small or big or what. Find out what is it that you judge in others. It will help you. Whatever trait you are judging most harshly in others, try to find the opposite of it. Probably whatever you are judging is the way you were in the previous life, or I mean, not immediate previous, it could be any 3 lives before, 10 lives before, whatever. Whatever you are experiencing outside is actually a projection of your inner reality. So find out if you are judging people for the way they dress, for example, the way they talk, whatever, write it down. Understand, okay, this is what I'm always judging people. Find the opposite, because Whatever you are judging, you are trying to go away from. The soul is trying to go away from. Whatever was in the past doesn't matter. So sometime you may not be able to recognize, possible, or sometime you will deny. Sometime people will come and help us that, hey, you have this habit. But nowadays people don't come and, even good friends may not tell you because everybody's on a thin line. Like, we don't like people telling us anything that is against us, kind of. But if it is a really good relationship, good friend, maybe the friend can come and say, hey, yeah, you have this. So maybe if you trust someone, talk to the person. Ask, hey, do I have anything or is it true? See how you judge, how you treat yourself, and then you see how you treat others. Find out this deal. This is a very critical point. Sometimes we are angry with us ourselves. And you say, why did I plan this? Okay, I understand soul plan. Why would I plan such, horrible life, such miserable life? I'm going through so many tough situations and all. No, it's like there's a small child crying. You don't scold the child. You just lift, hug the child. That's how you have to treat yourself. Connected from your heart. Calm the child down. That means you are treating yourself that way. Don't fight. You don't have to, you know, immediately control the anger. You have to work with it. You have to see how you are reacting, whatever your temperament, your nature is. But basically, you are putting your arms around the child, calming the child down. So, this way, you will have change in the energy from negative to positive, from hatred to love, and your healing starts. Forgiving yourself is more difficult than forgiving others. So just don't keep it in mind others, keep yourself also in your mind that, okay, how I'm treating myself. There is always something based on your story, whatever you have about you, your false belief. Sleep. Whatever is sleep. You will find some resistance. When we are resisting something, that means we are in the denial mode, right? That's why people don't come most of the time and tell you something because they say, yeah, if I tell him this thing, he will be upset. Oh, he will never listen. Why was the point of telling him this? So remember, what you resist persist. Why it is persisting? Try to understand. Persisting because that situation is trying to teach you. Is trying to tell you, buddy, you have to go in the reverse direction. It's like GPS, crying again and again, make a U-turn, make a U-turn. And we say, no, 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 I know where I'm going, don't worry. Similarly, in life, if we are resisting something, we have to go deeper. Do introspection. Convince yourself you need to work on that. 5 people have given us feedback that you have this habit, and we are saying, no, denial mode straight away. Acceptance is the first step, and then you're going to work on it. Meditation will help you, your sadhana will help you, but the first thing is you have to understand this is my resistance, this is my situation, and this is particular. And you will not have 5, 10, 20 things. Yeah, you'll have 1, 2, or 3 maximum. Soul doesn't work on 20 items at once. Typically 1, 2, maximum 3. And the moment you are able to understand, accept, and work on the resistance, imagine the improvement in your self-esteem, in your self-respect, self-confidence, that, wow, I have overcome this huge thing in my life. Not physical form, but soul form is more important. You're going to release, and you're going to release that negative energy that can be now used for your healing. Never feel, oh, I cannot. Anytime you say, I cannot, just remember one thing, Aham Brahmasmi. You have the same energy, you have the same power as anyone else. We are here to heal. If you are resisting any aspect of life, you're resisting your healing, your nirvana, your mukti, your liberation. Every life challenge is taking you there, that, okay, pinpointing you. You don't need to do workshop. You don't need to go anywhere. Just understand these simple things. This is how universe talks to us. We just don't know. And then we say, oh, what my soul plan? What is this? It seems like a huge thing. But actually, if we are observing ourselves, we can decode it very easily. And we'll do that in fourth session. But these are the topics. And if you understand these concepts, decoding will become much easier. Again, we talk about free will. So it is not that what is my soul plan, but also depends what response we have been giving so far in our life. Any thought, energy. Your words, energy. Of course, your action, everything goes as energy. Now, love is the universal language. Love is what we need. Self-love, of course, as I said, is the most common thing that we need to work on. You need more love to accept resistance. Once you accept, now you're ready, like you're receptive to it, because first you have to accept such problem exists, then only you can find a solution. Once your receptivity goes, now you can listen to people. Now you're ready to embrace it. Yes, I have a problem. Okay, I'll work on it. And the moment you embrace your faults, now your energy is transforming. Take help of gratitude that you are at least up to here. Open your heart, accept people as is, and then you are just expanding your energy. You are working with the other souls, the family, and your awakening starts. We have picked up the time, we have picked up in which family, in which scenario we are born, and all the experiences that are going to come in our life. We have planned the challenges for our growth, to go away from this ego based, the fear, the anger, the guilt, and all those things. And we are moving where? Towards heart center. That's your fourth chakra. After third, hit the heart. That is your start of the superhighway. Your awakening will come in stages. But the first thing is the moment from, all those negative low level emotions, we come to the heart level. That is the first and foremost things. Now, you are becoming more aware of your soul. Now, you know what physical body and the soul, what does it mean? Now you have a feeling that, yeah, okay, I know my spiritual guide. All this planning, how they are coming in my life. They are actually knocking my door and telling me, fix this, work on this, do this. Now you know physical body is important, but not the most important thing is the soul. Your false belief, your preconceived ideas are going out of the door. Now you understand the real thing. It's not a one-time thing. So every day kind of thing, you are working little by little by little. It's gradual. Now you are getting to a point where you can say, yes, now I'm coming to a stage where I can find my purpose. If you are experiencing purposelessness, that's a good thing. That means you and your soul now is that, discussion has started. Yes, I've lost the touch. I want to know. I feel purposelessness means I really want to know. It's not like someone says, sit in this seminar, sit in this, talk, discussion, session, whatever that may be. That's why I'm here. No, it's okay. It won't do much. But when you are truly looking for the purpose, that means you have come many stages. You are now responding to the call of your soul. You have to come out of that zone where you're spinning your wheels. Changes will not happen in a day. So don't lose your hope, the whole path. your wisdom that nothing is happening, okay, I give up. Trust the process. Again, you don't get what you desire, you get what you deserve. Improve your deservedness. Once you let go all those old beliefs, emotional habit, addiction, whether it's fear, judgment, all those kind of things, those are addiction. Not easy to give up. Now you will start finding sense of purpose. Now you will see, yeah, this seems like purpose because it really makes me, like a feeling of bliss. It makes my soul sing, like the music is going around, and all those things. The moment any of those topics that you are working can give you that kind of feeling, masters, that is certainly a very high probability that it's a candidate for your purpose or soul. So we will stop here for today. Of course, we will have next week's session, some more concepts before we get to the point where we will put together and say, okay, you have to decode your own, but we'll go step by step. And certainly we can help you, but you'll be able to decode your own. So back to you, Imaji. Any questions or sharing if anybody wants on today's topic? Yeah, please clarify any doubt that you may have, or if you had experienced something want to share, please feel free.
Thank you, Gauravji, for this wonderful session. Now the platform is open for question and answers. You can unmute yourself. Shalini ji, please.
Hey
Go ahead.
Uma, this is Durga here.
Hi, Durga.
Thank you for including me into this session today. I was not listening to it from the beginning, but I was mesmerized from that point I started listening.
Wow.
So thank you so much for all the input. It was really needed for me today.
Oh, great that you are here today.
Yes, thank you.
Very good. Any questions, Durga?
I do have questions, but if it's possible for a recap, like a YouTube video or something that I could listen to, then I will go from the beginning and then I will start. I think if I listen from the beginning, then I will not have those questions.
So true.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for understanding.
Yep.
Actually, this is session 2. There is another session that happened last week. I will share
Okay.
both of them.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Shalini ji, you raised your hand.
Yes. So thank you, Maji. Thank you for inviting Gauravji and giving us this, opportunity. And thank you, Gauravji. What a mesmerizing, an excellent session once again. I have one question. You talked about that suffering is not necessary for growth. So I'm not sure, I might have missed it. Or I might not have understood it properly. So if suffering is not necessary for growth, then why there is suffering? Is it karma or what is it? And then my second question is that then how do we grow if suffering is not necessary for growth, and if, for example, there is no suffering, then how does growth come?
Okay, so great question, Shalini ji. First thing I will differentiate, no suffering is a separate thing. Suffering is not a must, is a separate thing, right? So first, let's
Okay.
clarify why suffering. So for example, this is one of the reasons I love working with youth. My point is always this: if you understand these concepts before you have any issue in life, you will avoid any issue in life.
Okay.
That means you are avoiding suffering in your life.
Right.
But if your soul plan, as we say about balancing, to go through certain events, we may call it suffering, then certainly you will go through it. We are not saying you understand when you are young and then everything zero, no suffering. Because if you have to suffer something, you will. But that suffering could be minimized. Most of the people, when they are in some trouble, then they end up coming towards meditation, sadhana, and all those things. So that is what here it is referred, that you can avoid a lot of suffering, but soul has to be ready for it. Like a baby soul, infant soul will not come. Doesn't matter how much you tell the person, hey, it's the most beautiful thing. It is the, like Amrit or whatever you call it, the soul will not come in this path. So not that you are doing wrong, the person is, no, the soul is not ready yet. Baby soul, infant soul. So there are many reasons, they are all working together. But the point about this is, if we understand and start working, I'm ready for it. But there will be some key, either triggering point or whatever, that I will understand, I will walk towards this. But if I continue, I will learn more and I can avoid future suffering.
Okay.
If I'm ignorant, if I'm in denial mode, it will come more and more to make me realize that I have to do something now. The intensity will increase.
Okay. Okay. So then when we say that suffering is not necessary for growth, so then maybe then, that suffering is part of like our soul plan to balance out, when in last session we talked about balancing out the karma. So that
Correct.
means it might be the part of the soul plan to balance out the karma.
Correct. So if I have to experience lack, say I'm a beggar, I'm experiencing lack. Someone may say you are suffering. For soul, I'm just experiencing that feeling of lack. But if I'm ignorant, I'm only whining that, hey, look at my life, I'm so miserable and all. I'm not learning from it. So I'm wasting, I'm extending my suffering, if we call it.
Okay.
But if I have a wisdom, I know, okay, whatever is coming in my life is for my own, at higher level benefit, for the soul level. Then I'm trying to learn from whatever that miserable situation I may be in. I'm suffering, but I'm learning.
Okay.
So I'm reducing, just like you go to school and if you don't pass, you don't clear that year, you may have to repeat. So you are just extending your duration in school or college, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means here.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful explanation. Thank you, Gauravji.
Welcome, Shalini.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shalini.
Thank you.
Gauravji, I have a question. Like, if you accept in whatever situation you are in, whether it is you are experiencing pleasure, you are having everything that you want and need, and or you are in difficult situations, whatever you have at that moment. But if you are accepting the situation as is, knowing that I have planned this, and thinking positively while you are in difficult situations, and trying to work on your qualities, that I think that's the way we should be. In that way, there is no resistance, right? When you are accepting the situation. Am I
Correct.
right?
Absolutely. But I will just add one thing. Not only when we are in a suffering mode, even when we are in the healing mode or when I'm in abundance, I should have the same mindset. Because if I'm a king, but I have full of ego, I'm full of ego that, hey, I'm donating money, look at you, you're a loser and I'm helping you out. So that means I missed that opportunity. I did not learn. So doesn't matter I'm fit body wise in a, positive or negative, healing or, suffering or good or bad in terms of society, I must learn from both. If I say, hey, I'm the guru, I'm giving you wisdom and I have full of ego, it's gone, it's zero. It won't do any good to the person. If you're receiving and you're not learning and you're just, talking all kind of negative or bad or, passing comments, hey, look at this person, what is he saying? I don't trust him. He's not a guru and all those things. So again, I'm missing that opportunity. So both ways, doesn't matter good or bad, what I'm experiencing. If I don't learn from that experience, I'm missing the opportunity.
Right. Right. Thank you, Gauraji. So Damodarji is asking, are we
Shall I
experiencing
ask
the
or
life
what?
as per soul plan?
Yes,
Yes.
Gauraji. Thank you for your excellent knowledge for our masters. So actually the question is the entire life, the as per the soul plan, is it going, or is there any deviations in the life? Because soul plan is like it's already pre-written, I think. Is that right?
Yes.
So yeah, please go ahead. So are we really experiencing as per the soul plan?
So when we are born, we come with our agenda. Soul says, I want to learn one, two, maybe three maximum, the emotions that the soul wants to work on. And for that, the soul has planned who will be my sibling, who will be my spouse, parents, neighbors, some critical like boss, colleague, some key people around me are all planned. And some may come for a short duration, they are also planned. Nothing is random. This is 100% true when I'm born. My horoscope is 100% true when I'm born. But day one, I've started using my free will.
Okay.
I came with option of free will for every action. Every day, whatever I'm taking, I have two choices at least, A or B. So it depends which one I go for. So instead of left, if I turn right, now my next move will come from that position. Now I've lost the other option. So when I was born, my plan may have been all the way east, but now I'm going in the all the way west direction. Or I may go little west, come back east, little west, left, up, down, north, south. So it all depends how I'm using my free will.
So you mean
There will be
the
deviation.
driving force is the free will.
You have the option of free will. You are using that regularly. So you may deviate. However, your basic, what you have come here to learn, those topic, those emotions are there. Only the path will go little
Oh,
left, little right.
okay, got it.
So it's not like whole life I will be healthy. Yeah, I'm choosing. Every day I'm having two burgers, two pizzas, and everything. That's my free will.
Right,
Then that path will take me somewhere, right?
right.
I may have a different path depending on at what point, I can go complete sattvic, I can go complete whatever. That will, so things happen in our life, we deviate within the soul. Soul plan is not like a very strict, like just a straight line, because then there is no life, there is no experience.
Okay, got it.
That is why this free will is given, so that we can experience. It's not like hands are cuffed, legs are in, and then you say, run. How can I run? You have tied my hand, tied my legs. So the soul has the option, freedom, but this freedom come at a risk. If I keep going away from my original plan, I may deviate.
Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you so much.
Gauraji,
Ji.
can we think that the free will comes from our mind?
Free will, the use of free will certainly come from your mind, because the free will decision is taken by the physical body, right? So again, based on the wisdom, based on what, depending on where you are. So once, say for example, today I know what I didn't know 5 years ago.
Yes.
My choices are totally different than what I did 5 years ago. So that is where this free will does differ from, different stages of life, time to time, depending on who you are interacting and you're receiving energy, improving your consciousness, or you're going the other way around.
Right. I feel that the soul plan is like a flow chart, depending on the decisions you are making and using your free will or the soul plan, whatever.
Concept wise, even best of the computers cannot make such beautiful flowchart. Imagine 100 years, every second we are making some action, every option you have two options. So you see the permutation and combination from start to end.
Right.
So the beauty of planning, one can only imagine.
Right.
So
So
on
Siriji
this,
is asking for, yeah.
yeah,
Please go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, I try to raise. So if you're saying we have an option, it's like you are in the train station and you're already sitting in a train going to somewhere, right? You have a target in mind when you picked up the option. Now, going back via regression therapy or whatever, right? How you think that would
Right.
help or that cannot help?
I have to clarify your question. So you are because you gave an example of a train, but then you said about the regression. So
So for example, right? So right now, if I want to go to Washington, D.C., right?
mhm,
And I took a soul plan, I took a berth in that, I took a berth in the train and I'm sitting there. I'm going to Washington, D.C. Then I read, oh, this is not the Washington, D.C. I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Washington State.
mhm,
I'm in the wrong train. So now you are in the regression therapy. You go, okay, let me say where exactly it was supposed to go.
mhm,
Then this right now, nowadays there are so many regression therapy and there are going like past life therapy and all, right?
mhm.
Would that help that person, or that person has taken that decision to sit in that Washington DC train in this life and then he has to go back to the source and then he has to do, or he has to do terminate his life and then go back to the new life? How that works?
See, your soul plan is a soul plan. When you came, you have a plan, right? In your example, okay, based on the free will, I may have chosen a particular train, which is not my destination, but I'm on the wrong path, but that's where I am. I may be aware that I'm on a wrong train and I may make a U-turn, right?
Yep.
So people live their life the way, whatever, they come into some time physical situation, mental, emotional, some health issues.
Yep.
And then they make a U-turn. U-turn in the sense they understand what universe was trying to tell them that, hey, this is a wrong path. This is a wrong path. And once we understand and correct our path, which we will see when we will be using these techniques practically. But like when the intensity of such thing, like we talked last time, goes down, then
Mm.
you are on the right path. But if you suppose you switch the train and still the intensity is going up, means going against you, that means you may have still boarded the wrong train. You switched from one wrong to the other wrong.
Yep.
If you have boarded the right train, then the indications will guide you that yes, perfect, now you're on the right path. Whatever the situation was, it has reversed. Either intensity is reducing or totally gone.
Right.
Like
So,
my own
so,
thing, in the 5 years, a lot of things have drastically changed
mm,
tremendously.
right.
So I know now, I know. That time I didn't know soul plan that much. I wish I knew. There was clear indications. Hey, you are going from, very small to medium to high, and now it's a point where life says, okay, you are not listening. Boom. Now I put you in a situation where you have no option. Okay, calm down, sit down. Enough running around. And then you
Yeah.
say, okay, I if you still you don't know, you say, I don't listen to you. I don't know what's happening. I will still continue my same path. And then your final result may be totally different,
You're a dead end. Yeah.
right? But if you, at whatever junction, at whatever milestone, you somehow get it and you say, oh, okay, this is what it is. This is the message. You connect the dot and you improve your wisdom means information and you say, oh, okay, this is what is going on. And you fix your thing, then
Yeah.
it's easy. So
Yeah.
the basic thing is, do I know the concept or not? To me, this is the most valuable thing. then only your free will, then only whether you do or not, anything comes into play. But if I'm not aware of the concept, then there is no option of using that wisdom.
Correct. I remember in 2002, 2005, we used to have a small navigating system like used to install in the car, right?
Yeah.
And they often used to give wrong direction. And we ended up in the dead end. Or I was right on the top of the hill and I was about to go in the, you know, in dungeon, like, it was totally on top of the hill. So many times it happened, and I see why people do suicide, right? And for them, how the regression can make it around, or what is the temperament they should have to have sustained that and try to navigate back to at least to the origin where he started. But they try to find some other shortcut to go there, and they get again trapped. So, what do you think the regression therapy, whether that is helpful?
See, again, if the soul is ready or not, what level of soul, a lot of factors comes into play. You can, like, I have done 2 workshops, so I know just by doing workshop, you may get nothing, zero.
Hmm.
Or within one, you may get 0 to 100. I've seen both kind of examples within those. So out of 30 people, 10 would say, I had no experience, and 10 will say, oh my God, I got my answers of all kind of situations they were going in life, all kind of crime, all kind of miseries you can imagine. Between the two, they were someone, going through one or the other. So again, if you are ready to receive that message, that energy, that correction, universe will give you. If you are not ready, you may not get, or there may be many other factors.
Hmm.
One common thing is, am I resisting or am I surrendering it?
Right.
If I'm in denial mode, if I think I'm above, I'm not ready to accept these processes, these concepts, then obviously you will get nothing.
Right.
If I
Gauravji,
sit in meditation and I say, hey, nothing, this is all bogus, or this doesn't, okay, I'm here just because somebody told me to, nothing will happen. No benefit can come because I'm against that energy.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's very important.
Shirishji, I think you are asking about regression therapy, if it helps or not. I think Gauravji answered.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, he answered. I think Gauraji gave the right answer because he said that regression can help you if you are ready to accept it.
exactly.
Uh, yeah, and then of course the surrendering, and then we have a ego not to accept the solution rather than trying to create a new solution out of it. So that's what I think communication has done. Gauraji has explained it perfectly fine. I think I'm okay with what answer. It's just basically you have to agree on. Like it's a people, the kids, they don't listen to the parents, right? They resist to change, and then they ultimately try to do the mistake, and then they learn from the mistakes, right? I think that's what it is. Like if you want to accept the fact, take it and process it. If you don't want to accept the fact, you will be suffering. I think that's what the regression would do. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shirishji.
Welcome.
Murali Garu, you raised your hand. Please go ahead.
Oh, thanks, madam. Uh, Good evening, Gauravji, and thank you so much for the wonderful explanation in the class. So I have two questions. One is like, is the birth and death predestined? Second question is like, if the soul is pre-planned, when before they take the birth, they already have come up with a plan, right? So why would they even opt for any free will when the soul knows that with your free will you could mess up your wishes, like you could mess up your plan? So instead, just come as you plan, finish your plan, and then go back and fire, zero out your karma, right? So the whole purpose of I think the human existence is like a burn out all our karma and become one with it, right? If I understand correctly. So those are the things. What do you think?
So Murliji, for sure, birth and death both are planned. how, when, what, everything is based on learning. Uh, there are souls which are not ready for human emotions, like, infant souls and all. They may plan for a miscarriage because they say, I'm not sure if I'm ready to come in human form or not. I just want to touch and go. I want to see the human emotion.
Mhm.
I want to see the parent, the emotion and this, but I'm not ready to come out of mother's womb. So
Okay.
there is nothing wrong with the mother, parent, doctors, or anything, but the soul planned that way.
Mhm.
So, we have miscarriages and then we feel sad and, of course, devastating for the family. But for the soul, he planned that way, right? So
Yeah.
it is planned. The reason free will comes into play is to make this whole process, uh, interesting, because otherwise it will be very boring. Imagine your boss comes and say, I want you to say work on this and everything, like which, millimeter by millimeter, given you all the kind of a micromanagement scenario and give all the details, and you just come and produce, and you will say, if you have decided all that, why don't you as well do it? I mean, what's the
Yeah, I
point?
mean, I understand that point, but the
So
point
that's
is
where the
that,
free will is there.
yeah, so again,
Soul has to have some freedom that, okay, while living, I can truly enjoy the emotion. Otherwise, it's a kind of a recorded movie just played out.
yeah, so that is all in a materialistic world, right? When we think in the materialistic level, that's how we feel it, right?
Right. But the
Say, for
soul,
example, if a yogi sits in a cave from outside wall, like I say, if I'm in a city guy and I see that, hey, what kind of life he is leading? He's simply sitting in a cave and with such a boring life, right? But the yogi would know that what is the right thing. And I mean, the yogi must be in a blissful condition, right? Whereas this person is living in the city and going through all the ups and downs, thinking that he's having some wonderful life, and at the same time, like a yogi is going through like a some kind of a, uh, I mean, wasting his time, right? That's what they think, right?
Uh,
right.
Gauravji and Murli Garu, just let me interrupt and repeat the question you have asked a few weeks ago. So, Gauravji,
Mhm.
Murli Garu asked me a question. When, when I talked about free will and soul plan, both, we briefly talked about it. And he said, he asked us, your death is written already when you
Yeah,
have to die and how you have to die. I said there is a plan, but there is a free will also that plays a role. So depending on the choices you make, the plan may change. That was what my answer was. Now, when I listen to Murligaru's question again, he's asking if the death time and how we die is um, pre
predetermined. Yeah.
predetermined,
Hmm.
or does it change with the free will? I mean,
See, certainly free will impact everything, right? Yes, your plan is there, but free will is impacting everything. That means, like you have plus minus little tolerance. That means I'm not changing the entire product, but little bit tolerance I always have.
But yeah, as we know that that little bit of tolerance is what really changing our whole path. And again, you are born recreating your karma and going through the cycles, right?
See, if we add everything together, it may become too complex to understand. But if you just sit and think about soul plan, it is actually very simple. Yes, all the things are happening at once, means your karmas are happening, your free will is happening, your actual soul plan is happening, and some may be counterintuitive. And you may say, oh, okay, this goes left, but the other one is going right. Yes, there are forces which are pulling and pushing and going in all directions. So it is the net resultant of all this what gonna happen. If you simplify this and you say, okay, I have a plan, I'm here as a soul, But I have limitation. I have to come in human body because I cannot experience emotion otherwise. This is the only reason soul has to come in physical body. With that limitation, you have the soul understand the limitation of physical body, that okay, I have to give soul has to give the body some free will, that okay, bit of plus minus, physical body will do something. Every action is karma.
Mm.
Every action is karma. And don't worry about karma of this life. What you are getting hit by mostly is the karmas of previous, I don't know how many lives. It could be 1, 2, 3, 10, who knows? And not just karmas of you. Your DNA has 22 generations information in it, past 22 generations. So they have given you homework that, okay, Gaurav, you are going, I have this pending task, I have this pending task, I have this, like the boss giving subordinate task. I'm going on vacation, you do this, and by the time I come, it should be done. So if you put all together, it may be mind-boggling. But the way I look at it, I said, how does it matter whether one generation, two generation, 10 or 20? All I need to know is, in a simple way, what is my soul plan? Where it is coming from, how does it matter? Otherwise, it gets very complicated. Karma and all, I'll put it aside because it is all part of my free will. It is all part of my healing process. My first aim is to understand what the purpose of my life. Forget about anything else. No karma business, no DNA, no this. Just I need to know what my soul plan is. Once I came to know, okay, these 4 points are what is driving me or, making decisions in my life, all the things are happening, then I started working on those. I started understanding, fixing, changing my nature, changing my habit, changing my everything. And 3 came easy, 1 I was struggling, which I very recently kind of getting there. Then the feeling, the energy inside you changes drastically. And that's all. Once I say soul plan, I don't go left or right, only this. If you extend the scope, then everything comes into it because it is touching everything. So this is my suggestion to everyone. If you are trying to understand, for example, what is pre-birth planning, what is soul plan, just try to understand this topic. Don't overcomplicate it. Otherwise, it will be very confusing. And the more people you hear, more confusing it will become. So that's why I will only suggest what I do. Simplify it. Don't overcomplicate it. If you understand your soul plan and you can act accordingly, I can only say what stage I am at. Yes, like anyone else, I was also worried. Health, life, death, everything right now absolutely doesn't matter to me. Whether it is tomorrow, whether it is after 10 or 50 years, it has gone. And it has not gone because there is a switch that I have done. It happened in stages over the past 4 or 5 years, step by step. You cannot achieve anything by fear. So you have to understand. And then you have to see, like many times I've already said, I am Brahmasmi. It's not by saying or knowing I am Brahmasmi. You have to feel, you have to accept, you have to behave like. Then you say, yes, it is true. I have this power. I can really do this. I can, of course, not like flying in or walking on the water. No, not that power. Understanding the soul, understanding why I'm here. And then you say, yeah, whatever happens tomorrow, does it matter? No. Those were my attachments which were pulling me, which was creating fear in me. Oh my God, what happens if tomorrow this happens? Because I have so many attachments. So you cannot just say, yeah, I'm fearless. Doesn't matter when my, death comes or this happens or that happens. No. You have to go through the prerequisite of that. And that is the beauty of soul plan. So just take soul plan as soul plan, Murliji. Don't add all the topics in it. And then you'll be truly light from inside and blissful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gaurav.
Welcome, Murliji. And one last thing on this, of course, once you understand soul plan or pre-birth, then you can go for the next topic, whether it's karma, whether it is this, that, others. It's just that while understanding, keep that. in a separate block, separate jar, whatever you may want to call it. Because these are
And
complicated.
also, I understand that if you are on the path of soul plan, like, you are not deviating from it, then you have a kind of satisfaction in whatever you are doing. Like, there is no worry or no hesitation, but you feel so, like, you feel very comfortable in whatever you are doing. That is what I feel.
Absolutely
If
right, Maji, because once you are into this, others topic will come, they will, yes, make it complicated, but one thing remains common. You come out of your first three chakras. And the moment you hit fourth, which is your heart, the equation, the life, everything changes drastically. And now you have the feeling of oneness. What is that? Now you accept people as is. Before, like we were talking, parents says kids don't listen to me. Is it really kids don't listen to me, or is it parent problem that I want my kids to do exactly what I tell them to do? So the moment I stop telling my kids what to do unless they ask me, my life changed. Did my kids change? No. Who changed? Me. So the only change I'm expecting is in me. I don't expect anyone around me to change anything. And that changes my life.
So true. Thank you, Gauraji.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Anyone has any questions, or else we can end the session?
Uma garu, I just sent a message. Did you see that message in WhatsApp? I
Okay,
mean,
let me check.
just remind something.
Damodarji, I don't have any message from you.
Oh, in WhatsApp you don't have?
Oh, WhatsApp.
Maybe because more masters are here. Maybe later, or it's up to how you think.
Yes. Sure, Damodarji.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding me. Thank you everyone for attending the session. And also, that now we have started streaming on YouTube. So to come up, our YouTube channel and the masters, whoever is presenting the message here, it should reach not only the attendees, it should reach many people, many more people who needs this knowledge, right? So for that, a few other masters discussed with me that we need to do some digital marketing. So for that, we need your contribution also. In the meditation mantra, you were all present, right? You are already all there. Um, so I would send a message. Please respond to the message according to your capacity. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. Thank you, Gauravji.
Welcome. See you all next Wednesday. Namaskar.
Thank you,
Namaskar.
Gauraji.